Hello, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me today at Chrissy's Wig Room. My name is Chrissy, and today I am super excited to be sharing with you a very fun and affordable style. This is a style that has stood the test of time. It's one of the first styles that I had decided to purchase, and I've repurchased it a few times, and I still really like it. And usually you can get this style for about a little around $80 to $100, depending on the price discount. And I just think it's a really beautiful style. This is the Rene of Paris Lane, and it's in the color Iced Mocha-R. Little chew marks there from my cat Fluffy chewing on the card. This is a fun style. It's just one of those, Rene of Paris fibers are much like Noriko. So if you've had a Noriko wig, you know how those fibers are workhorse fibers. They really work well under so many conditions, and they stand the test of time. Even though, you know, they are more affordable, affordability does not always mean that it's a lesser quality. And I think that this has a very good quality. Now, this does not have a lace front. So I know that for some people, a lace front is a must. And, you know, lace fronts are definitely the creme de la creme of all wigs. There's just something about a lace front that gives you the ability to really style it any way you want, because you can pull it away from the face. You can do so many things with a lace front that really makes it stand the test of time. But this particular style reminds me a lot of the Noriko fibers. The fibers feel exactly like Noriko Jackson, Noriko Angelica. It's just, they're beautiful fibers, and even though it doesn't have a lace front, I can really make a style like this work for me by just pulling it away from the face. Like normally what I'll do is I'll gather a lot of the hair like this, and you know, if I pin it up like that, you know, from a distance, unless you're looking at me really close, you can't tell that I'm not wearing a lace front. So for me, if I just pull the hair up, I can definitely make this work. Now this style has a lot of permatease, and I'm a huge fan of permatease because you can really get volume. And you know, if you've been following me a while, you know I like big hair. I like big hair because it's opposite of my bio hair. So my biological hair is very fine, it's very thin, and it never allowed me to have the thickness that I want. Now for a lot of people, when you first start wearing wigs and you don't have biologically thick hair, it can be kind of overwhelming, and I can understand that. You know, especially if you're not used to having that, but because I longed for beautiful, thick, luscious hair my entire life, I really have not had any issue adjusting to having a full head of hair like this, because like I said, I can clip it away and it's out of my face, and it just gives me that beautiful look that I'm wanting to achieve, which is a healthy head of beautiful strands. So I'm going to give you a quick spin to show you what Laine looks like on all sides. This style has been out for a long time, but it's definitely stood the test of time, and I think it's became a tried and true favorite. It's a really good length. It's a mid-length style, which is really good for the summer because it's not too long, but it's not too short. And like I said, these fibers are just stunning. They're really durable. They're well made. I absolutely love this style. So I'm going to go ahead and take it off and show you this color up close. So this is Iced Mocha-R. It's one of my favorite brunette shades. Basically it's a medium brown base, and then mixed in with that medium brown base you've got some gold blonde highlights. So this is how I used to love wearing my hair back in my 20s. I would go to the salon and I would spend $300 every couple of weeks to keep my hair looking like this. So like I said, you've got that, you know, medium brown root. These fibers feel almost exactly like Noriko. I can't tell much difference at all. So for the inside of the cap, you do have those bra strap type adjusters. This allows you to cinch in the style all the way up to a ½ inch on both sides. I have a 21.5 inch petite average circumference, and these fit me perfectly. They are very comfortable if I cinch it in all the way. I just took the tags off of this one. It's a new one. And then we've got that open wefted top, sides and back. We have soft ear tabs that are rose lace. Fibers are sewn in. And then in the front, we just have that classic cap. Get the hair off of it. We just have that classic cap there in the front. There is a lot of permatease, so I do want to warn and caution that there is a lot of permatease up in here. So you're definitely going to get a lot of that permatease. So if you're not a fan of permatease, maybe a style that you would want to stay away from. Now what I do, and I haven't done this yet because I wanted to show on camera, try to get my own hair out of the way here. I'll take it upside down, and so here it is at the nape, and I just take my wide tooth comb. You always want to use a wide tooth comb. I've got my John Rene wide tooth comb here, and I just go through the hair like this, because what this does is it separates the fibers from being in the box, and it really allows those fibers to loosen up. Then I flip it back over like this, and I like to go through it on this side. This is such a pretty color. And then I like to go up here at the top and really work through those fibers, kind of zhuzh up that permatease. You see how I'm getting a lot of volume there on the top? I personally like a lot of volume on top. I like a lot of volume up here at the crown. This is something that I could never achieve with bio hair, was volume like that. And to me, that's sexy, it's beautiful, it's glamorous. I literally love everything about big hair like that, because my hair's always been like this. You see how my bio hair, it's very thin, sparse in places. You see how flat it is? This is literally how flat my bio hair has always been. And I'll be honest, I don't like it. So wigs allow me to have what I want. Wigs allow us to have dream hair, and that's the beauty of a wig. You can literally have any color you want, any style you want, any cut you want. The world is at your fingertips with wigs. You can literally have the hair that you've always wanted. It's amazing. I mean, I never thought in my lifetime that I would be happy with my hair like I am, because I didn't know, I didn't know about this. My sister, and a lot of you know my sister, Daily Dazzle and Dawn, she lived in California, and now she lives here in Kansas with me, which is so exciting. I absolutely love it. We got to spend Easter together today, which was so much fun. And just had a really beautiful day. But she pretty much started the whole wig journey. It started with her, and it started with me watching Taz's Wig Closet. Love her. They both inspired me to start wigs after my mother died, because I was depressed. I was not feeling good. I just wasn't wearing makeup. I wasn't doing anything with myself. And my hair was getting thinner and thinner. My husband died in 2017, and then my mother passed away in 2018. They literally passed away. My husband passed away in August of 2017. My mother passed away in August of 2018, literally just a year and a few days apart. And mentally and emotionally, I was going through a lot, because I still hadn't gotten over my husband, of course, being passed away. And then now we throw in my mother's not with us anymore. And a lot was on my plate, because of having to deal, I was in charge of having to deal with my husband's affairs after he passed, and then I was also in charge of having to deal with my mother's affairs. And so it put a lot of stress on me, and my hair just started getting thinner and thinner and thinner going into 2019. I could just, my hair would just, like, I would be standing in the shower and my hair would just be falling out, and I would just be crying, because I'm a person that has always loved being glamorous and elegant and feminine and beautiful. And, I like my nails done, and I like pretty clothes to wear. And I've always been like this my entire life. And so, dealing with grief is anybody that's dealt with grief, you know what I'm talking about. You go through different ranges. You go from being sad to upset to angry to mad to, mad at the world. You go through, there's different stages of grief. When a person's grieving, you literally go through a lot of different stages. And so one day you might be happy, the next day you might be crying, the next day you might be angry. You go through different feelings, and it's hard to cope with all of that, especially when you have to go on and live life and work and, continue on. The world keeps turning even though those people are gone and no longer in your life. And in my case, it was the two most important people to me, was my husband and my mother. Those were the closest people to me, and they were literally ripped away from me. And so with that, it caused a spiral of health problems. It caused my diabetes to go out of control. It caused my hair to start falling out. And I really didn't know how to get myself back. I was looking for ways to, how do you've lost your husband, you've lost your mother. How do you pick up the pieces and carry on and get yourself back to that state of, I am enough, I am worthy. And actually, and then after that, then we ran into COVID, right? So most of us had to go home to work. So our lives were kind of upturned from the usual, get up, get ready, get going, get out the door, put on our makeup, look our best selves, to take on the world. So I went from basically losing my husband to losing my mother to then COVID, where my world was then turned upside down again. And that whole year that we went through COVID, I didn't put on makeup because I was home all the time. So I didn't put on makeup. I wasn't wearing a wig because it's like, if you're home, why put on a wig? Who cares? And I think we were forgetting ourselves. We were forgetting that, we still should be doing it for ourselves so that we can feel best in our own skin. And I wasn't. And so you start feeling like you've lost yourself. And so wigs just really, the introduction to wigs really helped get that confidence and that spark back in me. Because when I put a wig on, depending on what mood I'm in, I know that I can feel sexy. And it actually makes me feel sexy when I put that wig on. So if I put on a wig that really makes me feel good, really makes me feel hot, I look in the mirror and I go, wow, I look really hot in this style today. I feel like I can go out then and conquer the world. It does something psychologically, and especially as women, we get emotionally caught up in things sometimes, and we need that pick-me-up. And that's why, even though wigs are expensive, for my well-being, it helps give me that boost that I need to go out there and conquer the world. And I feel like I can. When I have a good looking wig on and the right clothes on and the right makeup on, and I know that my hair looks hot, 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 I feel like I can go out there and conquer anything. I can walk up to anybody and the doors are going to open for me and the waters are going to part for me. Why? Because I look good. I feel good. And when we look good and we feel good and we know that we're good looking and we're sexy and we're beautiful, the doors start parting. It just does. It's hard to explain it. Those of you that have experienced this, you probably know what I'm talking about. When you internally feel good, but you also look good, you have the looks to make it come together, the waters will start parting for you. You walk up to a door, people are going to open the door for you. People are willing to do things for you. Things happen for you because you're putting forth that confidence. And it's hard for someone to say no, So I think, what I'm saying is just get out there and do the best, but wigs can really help us. That's why I just decided that it doesn't matter the money. I have to do it for my well-being because it gives me the confidence that I need to handle everyday challenges, that we all go through. And so I know that this is kind of a pep talk, and I'm sorry for going on so long, but I just realized how much wigs have changed my life. When I'm not wearing a wig, I don't feel hot. When I'm just walking around at night, because I don't wear wigs at night. I only wear wigs when I'm going to be out and about. I don't wear them to go to bed. But I don't see myself the same as I do when I have that wig on. Literally, a wig is it's literally a magical thing. It's magical. It's like you put that on and it's literally like a magic hat because it allows you to feel your very best. That's why I'm so pumped about wigs and about all the different styles. And I think it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing that we literally have any style and any color available at our fingertips. It's just like, wow. I mean, every kind of color that I've ever wanted is available. Every kind of style, every kind of cut that I've ever wanted. You know, like back with my bio hair, I used to, like I said, I used to go to the salon. I used to go to a very expensive salon and I would get my hair done. I would get it highlighted much like this. I always wanted to get blonde highlights in it. And it would cost like $300 every couple of weeks to keep up with the, you know, your roots start growing out and then you have to recolor it. And I just got tired of it at one point in life. And see, normally what I'll do with a hair that keeps falling in my face, I'll show you real quick. I'll just take a clip like this. I take a bunch of the hair like this to the side. I like volume, so I'll pick it up like this and try to go in and find like one of those little, what I do is I try to put the clip into one of the little wefts and then attach it to my bio hair underneath. There you go. Voila. It's out of my face now. It's awesome. It's so cool. And now I've got this beautiful updo. See? And now it's that simple. It's that simple. But I used to go to the salon. I used to spend a lot of money to get my hair to look like this. The problem was the coloring looked really, really good. But the problem is that my hair, because it was so thin, they could never get it to layer like this. You see how there's like shorter layers and then it kind of goes down and then there's longer layers, right? So there's a lot of layers going on here. When you have really thin hair, it's hard to get a style to do this. And a lot of you probably know, and I've reviewed it recently, the Raquel Welch Well Played. Love that style. I wanted my hair to be cut exactly like that, where it's like it starts out short layer, a little bit longer layer, a little bit longer layer, and then long. So it's like really choppy and piecey, and to me, I just thought that looked so awesome. I wanted that hairstyle. I was so jealous of every woman that had that hairstyle, and I used to see it with a lot of women, and they had very thick, luscious bio hair, so they could get that, and I was always jealous of it. And I took a picture of, I think it was a celebrity, I took a picture in to the hairstylist and I said, I want my hair to look just like this. I showed him the picture and I said, can you get my hair to look just like this? And they immediately said, I'm sorry, but your hair is too thin. Your bio hair is too fine and we can't cut it like that. And I was so upset. I almost cried. I probably did cry. I just couldn't believe that I'm never going to be able to have my hair like that, never knowing that wigs were out there. And of course, I know that wigs have evolved and changed over the years, so it's probably a blessing in disguise that I waited, you know, this long, now that I'm 39, to really get into wigs. But I wish it was something that I would have known about in my 20s, because I think it really would have helped my self-confidence. I think that the reason that, you know, first of all, I was way more overweight back then than I am now, and I couldn't get a date. And then, you know, I didn't have good looking hair. I was like 300 pounds at one point in my life. I was very, very big at one point. And unfortunately, it affected everything. It affected my relationships. I couldn't get a guy to want me because I was overweight. Nobody wants to have a baby with a woman that's not healthy. It's just not going to happen. So I missed out on so many things in my life that had I been healthier, had I been wearing the makeup back then, had I been looking good, wearing wigs, had I had all of those things, if I could rewind my life and go back to when I was like 22 and start over, man, and I'm sure a lot of us feel this way, all the things that we would change. And I tell you, the first thing I would change is I would be wearing wigs, so I looked hot no matter what my bio hair was doing. Would have been wearing makeup and knowing how to put the makeup on to look natural and good. And I wouldn't have been weighing as much as I do, you know. I still weigh too much, you know. I'd love to be like 150 pounds. That would be just awesome. But weight has been a constant struggle throughout my life because of genetics. You know, diabetes runs in my family. Genetics have caused a lot of issues. I don't have a high metabolism. So I can eat a little bit all day long and it can still just, basically it just doesn't, I don't have a strong metabolism. So I'm not one of those people that can eat a little bit and stay small. It just doesn't work like that. Um, because I feel like for me, I eat normal. Sometimes I eat once a day, sometimes I eat twice a day, but I never feel like I eat more than like a plate full of food. But it doesn't matter how much I eat, even if I eat just one plate all day and that's it. The pounds don't come off because I have a slow metabolism. And then you've got diabetes in there, so that's always wreaking havoc on me as well. So, it's a constant battle with everything. We just have to try to do the best that we can. But the times that I feel the best is when I'm wearing wigs. And I will never give up the wig life. Even if my hair was to come back, which I don't think it will. My hair has become very thin and fine, and it's very sparse in places. But even if my hair was to come back miraculously, I would still continue to wear wigs, because the wigs allow me to have any hair that I dream of at a moment's notice. And getting ready in the morning is so quick, because all I have to do is get up. If I want to put on makeup, I can. But even if I don't put on makeup, which a lot of times I don't, because I just got to get out the door, I can still pop one of these wigs on and still feel sexy and glamorous throughout the day, because that's the amazing thing. I mean, you can just literally put your clothes on, throw on a wig, and go out the door, and you're going to look like $1,000,000, because the hair is what really makes you look so good. I really think a good hairstyle is what it's all about. So thank you so much for listening to me. I enjoy hearing your comments. It always blesses me to read your comments and just know how these wig videos do inspire you. I know that it really helps me just seeing wigs on different face shapes, because we all have a different face shape, and so that's why one wig may not look like the way we want it to on us, simply because we saw it on somebody else. So I love wigs. I love you all. I thank you for being a part of this community. I thank you for joining me on my wig journey and being a part of my life. I hope that you all have had a blessed and beautiful Easter. I had a really wonderful time with my family today. Got to be with my 2 sisters, and we did a little scavenger hunt with my great nephew. It's my niece's kid, so it's like I think it's my great nephew. I think is how we would say it, because it's my niece's kid. But he is 12 years old, and he was getting a little bit older, too old for just a regular kid Easter egg hunt. So we decided to do a scavenger hunt where my sister Dawn put little clues in each of these eggs, and each clue led to the next egg. And then at the very end of the egg hunt was a golden egg, and inside that golden egg was $50. And so the whole thing was, he had to go through, my great nephew Jaden had to go through all of these eggs and find each clue, which took him to the next egg and the next egg and the next egg. And then finally the grand egg was the golden egg, where it had the money in it. So it was just really fun to watch. Since I don't have any kids, it's a joy to do that. I really miss it, because I feel like I missed out on all mothering. I'm 39 years old. I had a kid, but I lost it. I had to give him up for adoption of no fault of my own. And so I never got to be a mother, and I've always had that desire, So when my sister said, "Do you want to come over?" It was early, like 10 in the morning. I said, "Yeah, I really do," because, he's the last kid in the family that we have that's still pretty young. So we don't have any others. All the other ones are, grown and much older. And so, we don't really get to see those Easter egg hunts. And I just miss it, because I've never gotten to be a mother. And so it brings me joy to see, a kid having fun. And I remember when my dad used to do Easter egg hunts when I was a kid, and he'd hide eggs in the mailbox and all these places that I always had trouble finding. But just a lot of fun. So it was a really good day. And I just wanted to get this video out there to you all, because it's been a little bit, and I'm going to try to post more regularly. I just get busy sometimes, and so I try to do a few videos at once when I'm filming, so that I can get these out there to you. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to click the thumbs up button if you like my videos, and also don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below, so that you don't miss out on any future uploads. Also, I do want to make mention that in the description box down below, you will find a link to my eBay store. That is where I post the wigs that I am selling. So that is how you can support me. I appreciate the support. That is the only way that I am able to purchase more wigs. to bring more content. So appreciate that. I have an eBay store that also I sell clothes and shoes and makeup and some other things on there. And then there's also a link to my Instagram, my Facebook page, and my email address. If you ever have any questions or comments, please do feel free to reach out to me. Sorry, getting long-winded here. Always feel free to reach out to me. Love getting to know you all. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video.